Hi, good morning, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Kiho. I'm from Singapore. Very, very excited to be here. Um, it's my first time attending a hospitality conference. So, to be honest, I'm a little bit worried actually coming here and not knowing what to expect. Because my typical audience is municipalities and industrial customers, where we talk about water reuse and this kind of stuff. Because as you can see in the next few slides, I'm going to talk about water recycling, water reuse, and sustainability. So really not sure what to expect, but just past couple of days, just hearing this topic about uh, recycling, reuse coming up over and over again, I feel really quite assured, and I'm convinced that I'm in the right place, talking to the right people. So hopefully we can do more water recycling in your properties. Yeah. So I'm from, because I'm from DuPont, I think I need to tell you a little bit about my company. And MBR, of course, that's the solution for water recycling, sewage water recycling. Yeah. So if you're already in your properties using MBR to treat your wastewater, then that's great, kudos. But if you're not, so you need to consider this right now and think about jumping on this new technology that's been implemented in many, many places and properties. Okay, I'll show you some examples later. So just really, really quickly, not sure if any of you knows DuPont. So I'm in a division called Water Solutions, where we have, this is some data sheet. I won't go into details about this. And what we do is we have a really broad range of products. We take, if you just look over here, the brown color background, that's what we symbolize as the wastewater. We can take wastewater using our products and turn it into, well, over here we would say like the drinking water, but here at the extreme end of the spectrum is ultra pure water. It's the type of water that you use by, people like Intel and Micron to produce chips and all that for your iPhones and etc. So we have all the technologies to be able to help convert all the wastewater into drinking and pure water. Right? Today, I'm going to focus on the MBR product, what we call the MemPulse. It's a very busy slide. I'm just gonna just say one thing here. The membranes, which I'm going to talk about today, has been around for a really long time, filtering drinking water, wastewater for many, many years, more than 30, 40 years. So I'm just going to skip this. So, what and why MBR for you? So if you look at this here, this is the traditional wastewater treatment method. You have a biological process, which is essentially a lot of aeration. You have the settling process, and then you may have the filtration before you discharge into the drain or the open water course. What we're offering, or the new technology here today, is the membrane system here. Instead of basically combining these two steps into one single step of filtration. And you can produce a very high quality water over here, which you can reuse in your facilities. For example, washing, landscaping, toilet flushing, and etc. So one of the nicest things about, and there's a couple of drivers, and I think for you that's relevant is two major drivers. One of it is space. It is much, much, much more compact compared to a traditional, conventional treatment system. This is a big plant, so if you put an MBR in your property, it's gonna be a lot smaller. But if you look at this just for example, for comparison, because we had the nice example here where they had two plants producing or treating the same capacity side by side, and you can see the difference in the footprint. Same flow rate, but one is double the footprint of an MBR, and this is the conventional technology. So it's really compact, and if you have hotels, resorts, and buildings and offices, real estate is money, right? Land is money. So the less space you use, the more you can use it for other facilities rather than treating wastewater. Now, the second benefit of an MBR is it produces an excellent water quality. So here is your wastewater from your toilets, kitchens, and etc. And then we use basically a membrane filtration layer. We filter it and produce a very clean water. Now, it's not drinkable yet, just to be clear, but basically all pathogens, viruses, bacteria, particulates have been removed. There's still salt in it, a little bit of salt. Depends, the level will depend on how you use, its use prior, but this is generally good enough for all secondary usage or non-drinking usage. And here, just to give you an illustration, this is a spectrum of types of technology that you can use to filter the water. And we're here at 0.04 micron, and you will see at this size, it excludes almost all pathogens, all bacteria, and like 99.9% of all viruses. So this is clearly a good barrier, okay? It's good enough that you can, if you still don't trust whether it's good enough for drinking, but at least for a lot of secondary usage, non-drinking applications. So, okay. Just to recap, so you produce the wastewater from your property, and with the MBR process, you can use it for toilet flushing, landscaping, fire hydrants, cooling towers as well, and also washing. So there's a lot of water that you can reuse. As opposed to just keep, whether it's groundwater or city water. Next slide. And this is just some pictures so that you can get like a visualization of how an MBR plant may look like. And these are all in the basements of hotels and office buildings. So we don't need a lot of height. You can put these membranes in place. When it's very modular, if you need to expand or increase the capacity, it's actually a lot easier to do that with MBR as opposed to the conventional, because if you have a conventional plant and if you want to increase the size or the capacity of your waste treatment plant, usually you will need more tankage, more civil works, more construction. But for an MBR plant, it's really quite simple to add capacity for the future. So this is what I'm, in the before panel, we talk about different types of certifications, right? So, and I'm showing you this because this is the only one that I'm familiar with, with the lead certification. And this is where actually we've been referenced to in many cases in our customers in, let's say, Australia, India, and all that. So if you recycle your water using the MBR, you can earn up to 16 LEED certification points in the water efficiency category, indoor water use reduction, outdoor water use reduction, 2 points, cooling tower, 2 points, and etc. And in the innovation design process category, 5 points. So it is really good to adopt MBR so that you can take advantage of all these scoring points and achieve your certification status. Yeah, if if you need any more drivers. Okay, so now I'm going to talk about how the process looks like a little bit more, just a little bit detail on the product that we have. So I spoke a lot about filtration, but I just want to show you how the filtration module actually looks like. So it's a bundle of fibers, thousands of fibers in a block of module that we put into the wastewater treatment plant to extract clean water, and with these fibers as a barrier for filtration. And here I just want to show you an animation. Let me see if I can pull it up. Oh no. Okay. So I want to say that there's a lot of MBR out there, but I can say for certainty that DuPont MBR has the lowest footprint and the lowest energy of all MBRs in the market. MBR is not like completely new. It's been around for a while, but the adoption has been exponential in recent years because of the energy that it requires to operate an MBR is getting less and less and less. And if you go to Singapore right now, the only wastewater treatment plants that are built, and most of them have been converted to a MBR. So it's definitely the future. Okay, so when I say DuPont has the lowest energy MBR, so what is the secret? The thing is we call a MEMPulse device or patent technology. It has the ability to generate the most air scour and cleaning for the fibers with the least amount of energy or the least amount of air needed to do that. And this is due to the pulsing device from DuPont. Yeah. And if you look at the actual installations, it's very modular. It can be fitted into tanks on a module basis, and each module has its own set capacity for filtration, so it's really easy to upgrade, expand, and so forth. You don't need a lot of height. 5 meters is more than enough for this filtration. So we have, I think, with my latest count, I think I have more than 250 installations in many properties around the world right now. And this may surprise you, but India is kind of leading the charge with this. A lot of MBRs are put in place in commercial buildings, hotels, properties around the world. So it's really, really very high adoption in India right now. So if you need help with any designs or or whatnot, we can actually help you with the MBR technical. So I'm down to my last couple of slides here. Just want to make sure I have time for Q&A as well. These are two projects that we've done in Australia for many years ago. This is basically an office development building with 6,500 population. And we recycle this water for their wastewater for toilet flushing and cooling tower. Okay. And the MBR is not the only process, but the main process of the entire wastewater treatment process. And another example, also in Australia, this is also an office development. It's a 100 cubic meter per day wastewater treatment plant. And the end use for this MBR plant is again the same, toilet flushing and cooling towers. Also utilizing the same MBR process. Yeah. So I think this will be my last slide. And yeah, here again some pictures. These are the small plants, but if you see here, these are the big plants that we typically deploy in large municipal plants like in Singapore. Okay, any questions? Yes.
You talking about your small to large scale. In one of your slides, you mentioned the Novotel Group and then other bigger entities. I'm assuming that they would be adapted to like 150 keys, 200 keys, and above. But when you say small scale, what's the sweet spot to introduce a system such as yours in a boutique resort, for example, of less than 100 keys?
Oh, there's great question. There's no minimum. So if I'm not familiar with the key terminology and the measurement, but I can speak to this because this is like a couple of modules in here, and this is for 100 cubic meters of wastewater per day. So I'm not sure how much wastewater would a small boutique hotel generate, but no small is too small. Yeah. Well, if no other questions, I will be around, and feel free to talk to me if you have questions.
Hey, thank you, Ken, for your presentation.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.